It is the Danny Lakey Late Show around the country, 131060.
The following content is of an adult nature, and it may make some listeners blush, say, oh my God, or even cause offence. Feel free to turn the radio down in 3, 2, 1.
Let's talk about sex with Dr. Nikki Goldstein.
Ooh, hello, Dr. Nikki Goldstein, joining me via the
Hello,
phone.
Danny Lakey.
Slippery old Nick in the building again
Slippery
for Hump Day. Sorry. I'm
old.
Nah, I'm really not having a good 24 hours with my choice of words, hey. Like, don't take it personally. In the last 24 hours, I've called producer Jack unfortunate that he's gay. I accidentally told Shuey Louie that she was not a size 6, and now I've just calling you slippery and old. Really, just disregard anything that's coming out of my mouth over the last 24 hours, I'd advise.
I will definitely do that. Thank you very much.
Of course, you got your Sex and Life podcast on Podcast 1. You are a sexologist. You didn't go to uni for nothing, Dr. Nikki. Relationship expert and all things sex as well. You know your stuff.
Apparently.
Yeah. Well, I'll be there to guide you along the way of my twists, turns, turmoils, tumultuous, all the things that I've experienced as well. I reckon because... like, we always just do a chat and then the phones start going off the hook and then we never have enough time to get through all the interesting questions. But you know what? Like, I'm just going to put my feet up this week. There's no need for me to think of a topic. Just let the listeners ring through on 131060 and we can just get through as many questions as we can, hey?
Sounds risky, but I'm up for it.
Sarah in Sydney has already called the show on 131060. Hello to you, Sarah.
Howdy.
Hold it. Dr. Slippery old Nick's here, and old young and prosperous Big Dog Lake Dog. He's here as well. What's your question to Dr. Nikki? And 131060 if you've got a question, by the way, listeners. So what's yours, Sarah? Shoot.
Oh, this is a bit of an embarrassing one. So I have a boyfriend, and he is amazing, but, you know, the bush is getting a bit out of hand.
Unkempt pubes.
Wait, his bush or your bush?
His bush.
Oh,
His bush.
nah.
Okay, so we're talking about it in manscaping here. All right. Have you actually confronted him about the overgrowing bush?
Oh, God, no.
Okay.
Ask him. Yeah, Dr. Nikki,
Yeah.
how does someone ask about the overgrown bush, especially when it's a man who's not taking his pubes to Jim's mowing?
Well, I feel like we need to be a little bit careful of the male ego on this one. You know, even though a lot of men can be very confrontational when it comes to female bush, but being able to place it in the context of, listen, when I'm giving you oral sex, I find it really difficult with all that hair. I feel like I could do a better job or I could do something a little bit more different if there was maybe a little bit of a trim back. Now, if that's met with a little bit of hesitation, you can always try for the sexy shower move. But you need to be really careful with the sexy shower move that you don't slip with scissors. So you may need to take it into your own hands.
No
Very
way!
careful.
No way!
Yes,
There's not a
way.
guy in hell that's going to let a lady trim their pubes, whether it's in the
you're
shower
naked
or
in
not.
The shower, no, I disagree. If you're naked in the shower and you're getting all hot and heavy and you see it as a little bit of foreplay, like, hey, babe, it would really turn me on if I can trim you just a little bit, or would really turn me on if there was a little less hair down there, I assure you he is going to be, even if it's with some hesitation, he is going to be interested in that. And where it's going to go next, what will she do to me if there's a little less hair down there?
God, I mean, it's tricky, isn't it? Because the razors are very dangerous implements. The scissors are very sharp as well. May I suggest the tweezers, and you can pluck at the base.
No.
Yeah, pluck at the
That's
base.
even more painful than anything else.
Yeah, pluck
Obviously,
at the base.
there's a tweeze down there.
The pluck at the base, maybe. Show some more skin. This reminds me of the time I had an ex-girlfriend, and when we first met, she was plucking her nipples. And the more comfortable we got, she wasn't plucking them anymore. And she was of Indian heritage, so she had about 7 or 8 quite thick, sparse ones by the end. And I remember I did it on the show. I said, how can you go around like asking your girlfriend to pluck her areolas without seeming like an absolute dick? And they said, get her to tweeze like me first. So I was like, oh, babe, can you tweeze my eyebrows, please? And, oh, yeah, get there. Oh, it's so embarrassing. I've got the hair there. Oh, maybe pluck a little bit of my nips. Oh, maybe a little off the back. Off the sides, maybe. And then at the end, I said, oh, and can I pluck those 7 nipple hairs? And she didn't even think anything of it. She just thought it was being spontaneous plucking. So
So you're suggesting spontaneous plucking in the shower?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe Sarah, you can ask if he can pluck you or trim you, shave you.
Yeah, that's less of a trust game. This is good. Yeah.
Mutual shaving. Who said it couldn't be involved in foreplay? Thank you, Sarah. All right, Dr. Nikki Goldstein, are you all right to stick around? We've got a couple more calls coming through thick and fast on 13
Of
10
course
60.
I am, Danny.
If you have a question for Dr. Nikki Goldstein, the sexologist, whether that be about sex or relationships, give us a bell right now. We'll get more on next. It's the Danny Lakey Late Show.